Look at this island. It looks pretty harmless, doesn't it? There definitely aren't any soldiers on that ship. Nope. Perish the thought. And there definitely aren't any cannons or depth charges on board that ship. No sir. That's just a harmless jungle island. Actually, that's a lie. This island is actually a ship that's just disguised to look like an island. This cleverly disguised ship can hold up to 45 sailors as well as depth charges, basically a weapon that makes a submarine go boom, as well as a gun and a couple of cannons. What was this ship? Why was it even disguised? And what happened to it? It's the 1930s. The Netherlands is just exiting the Great Depression. Meanwhile, the Royal Netherlands Navy is commissioning 12 minesweepers, which were called the Jan van Amstel class minesweepers. Minesweepers are ships that are supposed to clear mines or underwater bombs. The Royal Netherlands Navy is building 12 of them, or at least they were supposed to. See, it takes time to build ships. And in the late 1930s, the Nazis were building up their military and aggressively expanding eastwards, all while telling other superpowers that they would stop expanding. Then, in 1939, they went too far and invaded Poland. World War II broke out. The Nazis invaded the Netherlands, so did Japan. Wait, how does Japan invade a country halfway across the world? Well, at the time, the Netherlands had colonies. Since they had to protect the colony, the Netherlands sent some of the minesweepers over to their colony. The colony in question was the Dutch East Indies, which is pretty much modern-day Indonesia. Since it was halfway across the world, the Nazis couldn't get their hands on the ship. While there weren't Nazis, however, there was the Imperial Japanese Navy. Throughout the 1930s, Imperial Japan adopted an aggressively imperialist foreign policy, that is, they started invading pretty much everywhere around them. That included the Dutch East Indies. One such Jan van Amstel class minesweeper, the HN LMS Abraham Kreinsen, stationed in the Dutch East Indies, is the focus of this video. After the Allies, remember, the Allies included the UK, the US, and the USSR, as well as all the governments in exile that the Axis powers defeated, which included the Netherlands, lost a couple of naval battles against Imperial Japan, all Allied ships in the region were forced to retreat to Australia. The HNLMS Abraham Kreinsen, however, was the last Dutch ship left in the former Dutch East Indies. Remember, now the Empire of Japan has just conquered Indonesia. The Japanese, however, wouldn't just let the ship leave. If the ship tried to sail away, the Japanese aircraft could attack the ship, and the ship didn't have the anti-aircraft guns necessary to defend against them. So the Dutch had to escape. Sneakily. How'd they go about it? They decided to disguise the ship as an island. The sailors went and chopped down trees and put them on the ship, making sure to cover the deck with leaves. They then painted any exposed parts to look like rocks. The ship didn't sail in daytime, they anchored it in place to make it look like it was an island, cause, islands don't usually float, or move for that matter. It was only at night that they would sail, and even then, they only stayed near the coast to avoid detection. Eventually, the ship made it to Fremantle in Western Australia on March 20th, 1942. It was the only Jan van Amstel class minesweeper to make it out of the area intact. Since the Netherlands was occupied by the Nazis, the HMS Abraham Kreinsen was then commissioned into the Royal Australian Navy as the HMAS Abraham Kreinsen on August 26, 1942. On May 5th, 1943, the ship was commissioned back into the Royal Netherlands Navy as the HNLMS Abraham Kreinsen. For the rest of World War II, the Abraham Kreinsen was in and around Australian waters. The ship left active service in 1960, and it was used as a training ship for some time. Then, in 1995, the Abraham Kreinsen became a museum ship and was sent to the Dutch Navy Museum, where it still resides today. So, that's the ship that disguised itself as an island. If you liked the video, then be sure to subscribe and like. If you didn't like the video, then press the dislike button twice, and then for good measure, press the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching Explained. New videos every other Friday.